Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nails and Beauty Talk. I am your host, Asia the Bird. To have a very special guest with me today, she's a broadcaster as well as the owner of Cookie Wear, the fashion brand in Washington, D.C. Please welcome Michelle Smith. Hello, Michelle, and welcome to
Hey,
the show.
darling. How are you?
Hello, hello, hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm hot. It's hot outside.
I definitely want to get started by asking, like, where are you from? Like, tell us about your upbringing and what were like your influences growing up.
Okay, so I was born in DC and I was raised between Philly, New York, and DC. Because it's a marital family crap. You know how that is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my influences early on were my great grandmother, who was a seamstress and an artisan. And so we created a lot. And I used to love to create with her. I used to love to design with her.
Mm-hmm.
On a good, bad situation, I was with her a lot. I was with her
Right.
often through the years. And so that's when I became attracted to the sewing machine, painting, pottery, things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature.
Right.
She was my best friend, and she taught me a lot. So the
Mm-hmm.
support when my grandmother passed, my great grandmother passed, I got a lot of creative support from my pops, my stepfather. His name is
Right.
Randy. He passed away from kidney failure,
Mm-hmm.
96. And I wanted to learn how to do nails. And so
Mm-hmm.
I was in college, and he paid for nail classes. And I went to Cambridge for nails.
Right.
And that was my first thing. And then when I was younger, I used to do people's hair for $10, just curl their hair and so forth. But that was something that I liked doing, but it wasn't my jam. I didn't find my jam out until, we'll say, maybe about 15 years later. And I love to create. I have an attraction to t-shirts and denim and so forth, but I was always
Mm-hmm.
doing nails. So my first actual business was actually a nail salon. And
Wow.
right, I owned a nail salon. And the way that happened was, it's kind of funny. Um, I'm a recording artist, but that's another story for another day. Got a publishing check. I got a publishing check in the mail that I wasn't expecting. It was for a whole lot of money. Like, it was crazy dope. So I took my daughters to school. I said, I'm gonna go get my nails done. So this nail
Mm-hmm.
salon on Georgia Avenue, and it said for sale, business for sale. I said, let me go over here, get my nails done. So as I'm getting my nails done, I asked the Asian guy, how much is this business? And he said to me, you can't afford, but it's $15,000. So I said, hold up. I said, say that one more time. And he was like, you can't afford, but it's 50. I thought he said that. So the whole time he's doing my nails, I'm just getting hot. Like, I just want to go get this check and. So I go across the street to the bank. I go back over and I buy a damn nail salon. I
Right.
don't know what I was thinking, man. I bought a nail salon because he told me I couldn't afford it. So I felt like I had something to prove. I don't know why I did it. So I paid the 15,000. I got $3,000 back because um sometimes people will buy porcelain powder, and when it
Mm-hmm.
connects to monomer, it acts like acrylic, but it raises the nail. It doesn't work. So anyway, so I was like, dude, this is
Right.
porcelain. How dare you? Give me some money back. They gave me money back. Uh, so I owned this nail salon, but I was
Mm-hmm.
gravitating other things. I was in the music industry for a very long time, and I was a brander for like Bone Thugs and Harmony, different record, artists. I was designing the T-shirts because I was part of the PR team, and
Mm-hmm.
then I became account service rep. I'm doing all these crazy things, but as I got older, I really just wanted to own a little business. I wanted to design T-shirts. I wanted to make jewelry. So there were a lot of hiccups in the road. Um, Figuring that out, I was asking family members what they thought about what I was doing. And that was
Mm-hmm.
the worst feedback. And that totally stagnated me, I think, for 10 years until I said,
Wow.
screw it. I'm just going to do my own jam. And I opened up Cookieware to pay homage to my pops who raised me.
Mm-hmm.
And cookieware is corny. It came from my dad, my pops baking some cool ass cookies. That's all it came from. That's all. It came from cookies.
Right.
And he loved clothes. So it was cookieware. It was stupid. I was a brander for Discovery Channel up here in Silver Spring. And me and a friend of mine came up with the name. So
Mm.
I was cookie. So I had $12.67 in my pocket. And I remember this particular day, the landlord, who at that time I thought was a good friend, gave me the keys, told me to
Right.
do something with it. I got this spot. It was like 450, 500 square feet. Man, we had concerts in there from Curtis Blow to Mr. Cheeks. I'm selling T-shirts. We doing all kinds of stuff for years.
Right.
Uh, Store caught fire, and I think that was God's way of pivoting me into a bigger, situation. And then I started to evolve. Then we had a store on New Hampshire Avenue, which was 4,000 square feet. Then we went to
Mm.
Union Station, which I didn't like because I couldn't connect with my community. I'm a
Right.
community chick, so if you ever come to Cookieware, we're always making stuff outside. Using spray
Mm.
paint, resin, beads, acrylic, you name it. I invite all different kind of vendors. I don't charge them, and we just
Mm.
design together. So that's what my inspiration was, the parents. My mom just unfortunately wasn't supportive of anything I did, more so than my grandma and my pops and my dad. And
Mm.
all of them are gone now. I lost my father last fall, so
Wow.
I got to keep it going. Oh yeah, I lost my brother and my father. Everybody gone, just me.
Wow. Sorry to hear that.
Yep. It's okay. It wasn't from COVID. It was from kidney failure.
Mm.
Everybody kidneys. Yep, yep, yep,
Wow.
yep. So that's where
Well,
it came from.
yeah, that's a very incredible story. But I also want to get into in terms of like broadcasting. So you majored in broadcasting. So how have you
Mhm.
been able to balance like having your own like brand, with broadcasting, or do you like separate the two?
I separate the two. So I went to American University for Broadcast Acoustics Engineering and Communications. Um, I was in love with Candy Shannon and Robin Holden. WHUR back in the days was very classy, very nice, very robust. I love their voices. Um,
Hmm.
it was just always something I wanted to do. I'm a B girl, so I'm original B girl in DC. I am one of the pioneers. I'm an MC. I rhyme. I write. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, so the haikus and limericks and putting them with beats was one thing that I enjoyed doing. But I love hearing my voice.
Hmm.
I didn't care about people's responses. I love the microphone. Um,
Hmm.
so with the interviews and so forth, and you notice that a lot of rap artists you wind up going into radio or
Right.
acting. Um, I used to be one of the marketing directors at WPGC, and I was working at radio stations, but I wasn't on air.
Hmm.
And they were paying great. The pay at a radio station is horrible. You don't get paid well at all. You're just really working there for tickets to shows, and you're just really working there to say you work there because you can't really eat off of that. But I got a call. A good friend of mine went to WPFW, had a hip hop show they were putting together called the Holla Back Show,
Hmm.
and I fell in love with the idea. The guys are very mean to me. The Hollaback Crew, my show, um, featured me, another gentleman, and
Hmm.
they weren't cool. I don't think they understood what hip hop was. They only pigeonholed it, and it didn't do us any justice. Long story short, they didn't last. I did. Been there almost 20 years. Here we are. But I love radio. I love being able to connect with people and talk smack and so forth. It's just something that I love. It's in my heart forever. I'll never stop till I die. That's one thing. So I've been on PFW. I'm not really crazy about the internet radio and so forth because I'm still not understand how people really can can really connect to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always had people interview me and got good shows. We have people who pirate my show and snatch it.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid. I don't get it, but it is what it is. Yeah. So yeah, I went to school for it. Um, they had, they used to have broadcasting school back then, just strictly for broadcasting, and you could get it in that way. But it was really hard getting in the radio station. So the platform, let me fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Correct my statement of having your own radio station. It does help when you have YouTube and things of these natures where you can podcast and do your own thing. But yeah, I've been on the FM dial forever,
Mm-hmm.
for a very long time.
All right. Wow. But I also wanted to ask really quickly, what era like made the most impact on you, and what piqued your interest in that particular era, especially like with fashion and music and things like that?
What really got me going probably was it was two parts. It was, I'm gonna say, it's that early Melly Mel, the message and all that type of thing with the graffiti and the tag and the starch and the spray paint cans and just being perfect with your lines and just doing your tags and your graffiti and putting that on clothes. That was my jam.
Mm-hmm.
Second phase that I kind of like fell in love with was the New Jack Swing, Teddy
Mm-hmm.
Riley type of when everything was just jumping, the over exaggerated pant, the hammer pant, but then we would tag it. We would put all these tassels and crazy shit on it because when you jump around, stuff is jumping around with you.
Right.
Bling, bling, bling. So it comes in phases. Anything that I've ever seen done now has already been done. There's nothing new. Nothing. Every piece of fashion, anything out here has already been done.
Right.
But that was my inspiration as far as my music. I mean, from listening to the boot camp clicks to the underground, the backpackers, lyrically, my flow kind of like complemented the style and the fashion because I had stopped doing nails. So I
Mm-hmm.
was putting art on nails and I was taking press-ons and putting little graffiti tags on them and selling them.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody was
Right.
really buying them. Now they buying them. It was stupid. But I've done it all. I think it was my pops and my father who instilled in me to do it all. Don't just limit
Mm-hmm.
yourself to one thing and stop asking people because they're related to you what they think about what you should be doing.
Right.
My father was like, as long as you're productive, I'll support you. I'm a mom of three daughters, and they're all artists.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all amazing. They're all creative. They're all brilliant. I don't know. Maybe that's something in the genes or something. It could be. I mean, some of our family members are musicians and stuff like that, but they never use their talent. They just talk about what they did in high school. I was like, yo, I like this. I love touching fabric and textiles. I used to
Mm-hmm.
put money on nails, and I used to take different pieces of Fendi fabric and keep the F on there, and then put it
Mm-hmm.
on the nail. And you know how we do. I used to do all that
Right.
kind of stuff. And then I had a fascination with makeup, and then taking
Mm-hmm.
makeup, doing stuff with it. It's just all about not limiting yourself in your mind that everything
Right.
that you're going to do, instead of saying I want to do, power with words is really important to me too. So you'll notice I'll correct myself a lot. Like what I'm going to do, what I would love to do, uh, I just say screw it, what I'm going to do, or what I
Right.
see myself doing, and that's what happened. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. That reminds me of like the same thing my dad tells me, like don't limit yourself. Like, you can do anything that you want to do, like, set your mind to it. So
Right.
yeah, I definitely can, relate to that because my dad told me the same thing.
That's
But I
right.
definitely also talk about, especially with DC and fashion. Do you feel like DC gets enough recognition in regards to art and fashion?
I think they do. I think DC is really beautiful when it comes to art and fashion, though nothing that they're doing I haven't seen already. Even when I go to New York, it's nothing that I've seen already. It just comes back up in these big rotations of 5 to 10 year blocks, like the jelly shoe and the hammer pants and the harem pants
Right.
and stuff. Nothing is new. It just somebody just came out with the idea again and they threw
Mm-hmm.
a button here or they did something. But DC fashion is nice. Hmm. I don't think that the programs here are supportive enough.
Mm,
I think they can do better. I think everything's streamlined based off of affiliation of who knows who,
mm,
opposed to giving new people an opportunity. Let me give you some. It's just like the example I'm gonna use of Beyonce. I don't know. I know you probably like the new album or whatever, but everybody went crazy off of Beyonce's album. But it was nothing new. It's because she did it. You understand what I'm
right.
saying? So we're
Hmm.
secure with her. Same with fashion. You feel what I'm saying? Like the
Right.
harem pants, people losing their mind. More people are wearing them, but it's because somebody came out with them, redesigned them, and did this, and people gravitated to that design. I think DC is pretty good when it comes to it. I think the education could be better. I think that the monies and the scholarships offered could be better. I think that
Mm,
DC should consider building their own school of fashion. Instead of people having to go to FIT and places like that. I guess me being a teacher, a art teacher, I was a fine arts teacher, and seeing my daughters go through college, um, you don't have to go far away to get the education that you need.
right.
And some people, like, I have to go here in order to learn fashion. Now, that's a choice. You're going to still do the same cut ups, you're going to still do the same pattern, you're just going to change it a certain way. But my jam is actually deconstructing furniture and taking t shirts and making them fun. This one right here, I didn't do this when my daughter got it for me, but it got some black Barbies on there.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, so I love a fresh t shirt. I lose my mind. It's like date night with my husband. It's never going to happen, but the fresh t shirt,
So, like, you're big into mentoring. So, what do you think in terms of starting like a fashion brand, especially a t-shirt line? What are like the top three areas you would say people need the most help in?
I think what people need the most help in is direction, first and foremost. Um, I hear people say LLC. You don't need a limited liability corporation to start a t-shirt brand. That's stupid. You haven't made money yet. You don't need that yet. You need a
Hmm.
good concept. You need to see if your samples will people are buying and if there's a crave for them. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to
Hmm.
test your waters first. Understand silk screen, cat cut, sublimation, how they work for your brand. Are there things that you can do at home? Does a Cricut work for you? You know what I'm saying? What kind of other machines work for you? So you have to study your market first.
Hmm.
Some people go into the LLC and say, I got an EIN number. Great, you're supposed to get at least that. You don't have to get the tax ID. You can get the tax ID, but you don't have to get the incorporation. I think starting a t-shirt line, understand quality of t-shirts. Um, your mix, what works with
Hmm.
your heat press or your silk screen. This is a heat press. You can tell because you can pull it and see the pores of the shirt. Um,
Hmm.
and see if it works. I've had a lot of people come to my store and drop off their t-shirts. I have some people with some RIP. Like I'm not putting no RIP in my because somebody died. You put them on a shirt and you want me to sell the shirt? That's not how it works. Another thing that people need help on, I think, when it comes to the t-shirt industry, is giving themselves a bigger chance. Like, say if you start a t-shirt brand tomorrow, right? Give yourself
Hmm.
about a year. Really work that art or whatever you have on there because your t-shirt is actually your sounding board. You understand what I'm saying? Whether it's
Right.
your initials, whatever is your design, your art, or whatever. But sometimes abstracts and stuff like that work really well on a t-shirt. When you sublimate, you can cover more of the shirt. You understand what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
when I mentor, which I'm doing a lot of right now, and they're all adults, um, one of the main things I've been telling these people, stop checking in with your family members and getting their opinion. That's not your money. It's strangers who don't know you. Give
Hmm.
yourself a shot. Set up outside. Set up in a nice area or park. See if people will buy your stuff. Get their feedback. Set up a Shopify account. Get a Zazzle account. Dump your art on some mugs and t-shirts and so forth. Don't come out with too many designs at one time and see if it works. Study the way that Fat Farm, which is owned by Russell Simmons, started. It wasn't just Fat Farm, it was a moose. And he had put
Mm.
so much money into this moose, and nobody was buying the damn moose. It was a Fat Farm moose. He was a fat moose. He was cute, but nobody was buying it. He removed the moose after he lost millions of dollars, him and his partner, and just made it Fat Farm. That means sometimes when you're designing a t-shirt, less is more. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're dealing with initials or name impact opposed to art, you have to understand that you stand out better with less on the t-shirt than more. But if you're thinking about art, like we're looking at this Barbie shirt, for example, right? You're thinking about
Mm-hmm.
art, then you can just jam it up however you want. Another thing is working on being confident about your art design and what you're putting on there, because there's no wrong and there's no right.
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like learning your history. There's some nice books out where people have taken a whole bunch of t-shirts and put them in a book to collect my favorite t-shirts, right? And it just depends. I mean, I've seen people make a lot of money with a beer can on a shirt. I've seen people have this on a shirt, sell millions of dollars. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. It just depends on your flow. But it's always good to
Mm-hmm.
come to someone like me who can say, okay, you say, hey, Michelle, what do you think about such and such? And I'll tell you, but I want you to try it though. I don't want you not to do it because I said don't do it. And I normally don't say don't do it. I'm just like, you sure? You sure you want to try that? You
Mm-hmm.
never know. But it's also dedication too. And now that
Right.
we have Zazzle and all different type of platforms, and we're discussing drop shipping and how to get that out there to people, your art can evolve on shoes. It can evolve on calendars, duvets, tablecloths. My God, you name it, these companies can do it for you. So the opportunities now for designers like yourself is even more greater. You can go to Contrando, you can go to different companies, set up these free accounts. You pay $19, $15 a month, and all you have to do is go to your Instagram, market and design, and they drop ship it right to your customer. So it's all how you process in your mind. If you have a number one on a shirt, just number one. Yo, I can tell you, I saw Kanye West's t-shirt that he was selling for $75. It
Mm-hmm.
was a regular cotton t-shirt, yo. A
Mm.
regular cotton t-shirt. It's all about repetitiveness and what we see in our eyes as consumers. So if you put a number one on a shirt and you got the number sign and the one, who knows? It may sell. It's the mood swings of our people in the t-shirt world. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Uniqlo, that company, I used to go in there all the time when I was in Union Station. All their clothes are made for tiny people. And the quality wasn't great. It's a regular little thin cotton shirt. They all in line for the cotton shirt. That just tells you that
Mm-hmm.
the ability to make money in the t-shirt industry is greater than what you think, and it's good to try it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm always here. So if you need me, you got me. You know I ain't hard
Oh.
to find.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, but I also want to get into TCon. So how did TCon get started, and who are people that you look for in terms of like volunteering for TCon, the convention?
So it's a good sad story. So my brother who passed last year, Will, um, we would always go to Awesome Con, Otakon, and all these different kind of cons. So I have cookieware, and we were talking about making a Hello Kitty truck. I didn't want to compete with the Hello Kitty truck that's out here already. I wanted to do my own
Mm-hmm.
truck. All right, so we go on to
Right.
Awesome Con. I walk into Awesome Con, and in my head, I'm like, I wonder how much these people pay for Blueprint. And then I saw people with T-shirts, and I'm sitting there going, $1,200, $2,400. What the hell? That's crazy. And I will always go to Awesome Con to get their shirts. So, long story short, we sat there at Awesome Con, and I came up with
Mm-hmm.
T-Con. I was eating a funnel cake and some lemonade, and I got my tax ID number, sole proprietor on my cell phone, this phone right here,
All right.
okay, this phone right
Mm-hmm.
here, and I came up with TCon. And TCon became the ultimate t-shirt convention where we educate and teach people everything they need to know about the t-shirt industry, and also allow you to understand uh, the different types of t-shirts and what you can put on the t-shirts, whatever. And we were doing great, and then COVID hit. My brother died last fall, but not from COVID, from kidney failure. But he was my biggest cheerleader. Ben Penrod, who was the founder and owner of AwesomeCon, was my mentor. So he taught me a lot and kept me motivated and supported me when it came to TCon, giving me free tables, giving me access to AwesomeCon, and he wound up selling it to Left Field Media. So I was pretty
Mm-hmm.
much on my own after that, but I understood enough about the t-shirt industry and fashion industry where I wanted to create a platform for everyone to just set up. And
Mm-hmm.
so we made it smaller this year because it was all kinds of viruses and stuff going on, but we still went through. Next
Mm-hmm.
year it's going to go back, so it's huge. We're going to have live performances. The name of the new TCon for next year is the Anatomy of the Graffiti. And
Mm.
so we have a platform every. I know when you came in, you saw different posters of TCon throughout the years. And so next year's the Anatomy of the Graffiti. We're gonna have some hip hop artists come in. We're gonna just have fun, and we're gonna go back to our old jam, which is the Battle of the T-shirts. So it's an art battle.
Wow.
Yeah, you can register. They give you all the rules. I just watch. We decided to expand into cosplay. So we merged with Cosplay Runway. We have HBCU, a part of TCon next year. So I'm building on the brand. And I'm going to tell you something. If it's anything you ever want to do in life, just do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you work a day job, so what? Your day job
Right.
is not supposed to make you happy. You sign an I-9 and a W form, and you sign some little stupid paperwork, right? But when
Right.
you get off work, is when the fun happens. And that's what gets me going. So, yeah, I lost my brother. He was getting prepared for TCon this year. He didn't make it. So he
Mm-hmm.
was my inspiration. Him and Ben Penrod from AwesomeCon. Yeah, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Check this out. So we, I have a fix with stickers and planners and papers and pens. I love all kinds of
Right.
markers and pens. So we started PlannerCon. PlannerCon will be April 22nd of next year. It's limited seats, only 120 at the Washington Convention Center. And TCon will be back at the Convention Center next year, July 21st and 22nd. I have a hustle mentality. It's because I've been let down so many people that I loved and cared about who weren't 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 really who really didn't have my best interests. So I had no other choice but to create my own happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that more women, even men too, who are introverts or very creative people, we're the best. We're the best at it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Once
Mm-hmm.
we get in our little pigeonhole, we're like this, we're the best at it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna continue to do that. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'll make
most
you proud.
definitely. But I also want to get into cookie wear because your brand is celebrating like the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Why'd you stop at the 90s?
Because they were fun. And the hip hop music sucks now. It's trap music. It's not fun anymore. The DJs don't cut and scratch anymore. Those are the best years of TV,
Mm-hmm.
food, French fries were real. Like everything was just fresh. Everything was fun. Those are the years that I honed in. I was born in '69. So when the
Mm-hmm.
disco era hit, the TV shows are on point. That's when TV went off at midnight, and then you got snow on the
Mm-hmm.
screen. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when Michael Jackson, they would shut down all the TV stations for Michael Jackson to come out for new video. It was like, holy shit, Michael Jackson's coming out with another one, and they would shut everything down.
Right.
Um, Everything was more homey. Like you could go to an arcade, you didn't have to worry about getting shot up. Um, a lot of stuff changed. Those are my favorite times. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why I stopped at the 90s because my pops passed in the 90s, and those are just good times. I mean, 2000 and all that stuff kind of sucked for me. Wasn't my jam. The music wasn't the same. Like, I'm really not feeling this trap music. Um,
Right.
People don't know the difference between hip hop music and that urban stuff. And even the female rappers are not the same anymore. I think they're battling, they're not really rapping. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
things have changed. Food, how you and I could go out. We can't really go out like we used to.
Right.
Everything changed. I'd rather be home and design.
Right.
One of my good
Exactly.
mentors, one of my good mentees, she makes way more money than I do, and she does a lot as far as designing through other platforms. So she has nothing in her house.
Mm-hmm.
So I would recommend checking with Contrando, check in with Zazzle and other platforms. Get an ad on Instagram. I don't give a shit if it's butterflies. Make a beautiful butterfly. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a plethora of colors. So with cookieware, that's why I celebrated Lucille Ball. That's my girl. I mean, the black and whites, the comedians back in there, Jackie Gleason, and so many people, just made me laugh. But those are my good
Mm-hmm.
times. Me as a young lady, those are my good times. So that's why I celebrate those. Yep.
Wow.
I ain't gonna ever change.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing because I love like the '90s and the '80s, especially the '80s. You know what I mean? Like this jacket is like gives me '80s vibes in itself. So it's like those are like the best. I think to me the best styles of like fashion during those eras. You know what I
Yes.
mean? And plus a
Yeah.
little bit of the 2000s, but more so like the '90s if anything. So I like
Yeah.
how just stuff is always recycling. Especially with like the nail trends. They're getting back into the nostalgia with the French tips and stuff like that.
Yeah. I'm hoping I want to get some graffiti on my nails. That's my next goal. I want to get some graffiti. These are old. I don't know if you can see them, but I uh, I like to play around. Sometimes it's crazy, but I think I want to bling them out though. I think I just want to go hard, but I may do that for the holidays. But I noticed like when I went to nail school, well, Jackie Randolph, she was very prominent in the nail industry, and she had the
Okay.
nail club, nail expressions, and out here in Wisconsin Avenue. A friend of mine
Right.
turned me on to her, and then that's when there were no drills. Everything was an emery board, a bluff block. You threw it in the trash.
Right.
And the Asian people came out with a concept that made it so hard to make money because they were competing with $25 full sets. We were
Right.
sculpturing nails. We were sculpturing nails. We didn't have nail tips. And then when we
Hmm.
got into the nail tips, we still put acrylic on top. But the price point
Hmm.
was different. When I was growing up, it was $75 a full set. They
Hmm.
turned and made it $20. So
Hmm.
it changed the whole perspective, which I didn't appreciate because they were making shortcuts and they were not
Right.
making sure the tools were clean. They weren't making sure the nail bed was clean, and those drills really irritate the nail bed. You don't need a drill. We were successful with a buff block. You just have to have good filing technique and so forth. And people really didn't talk about it too much, and I had the balls to say something. So I lost a couple friends, but I don't care. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They weren't doing it
Right.
in DC. They were not doing nails. It was white folks and black folks. We were filling up the nail schools. Cambridge and all them had hair class, but then you had nail class. And
Right.
so my technique of learning was the right way. You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But we had to learn how to sculpture first. There was no tips first. It was sculpturing nails. And so when you come up with all these shortcuts to get somebody out there in 30 minutes, I think that takes away from the pampering, to be honest with you. But
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie, I love art. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm getting done next week. I'm figuring it out. I don't know yet.
Are your nails gel or are they like acrylic or are they like press-ons? Like,
Acrylic, but they're my nails. I normally get an overlay,
mm-hmm.
but when I type, sometimes I'm dealing with like beads and so forth. I would jam them. Sometimes they crack. So there's a tip on top, and I'm gonna cut these all the way down and just start all over again. Oops, no offense. I'll use this finger. Um, cut down. But these are mine. Yeah, and they grow fast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't like the shortcuts. Now I do crave good artists and artwork. That's my jam. But I have a problem with the shortcuts. I have a problem with that. So
Mm-hmm.
I support everyone. I have this lady named TT at this nail salon over by my crib. I show her what I want. She does it. We're friends. That's great. Yep.
Mm. Yeah, I find it very interesting because, with the nail industry, you know what I mean? I do understand where you would come from because it does kind of take away from the pampering a little bit when, you have all these shortcuts. But also, too, like I took cosmetology courses in my high school. So we learned like a small
Yeah.
sector of nails. So it doesn't teach you in depth of about nails and stuff like that. Even if you go to nail school, you know what I mean? So that's the thing, because there's so much stuff that's always changing and evolving, especially not only with trends but also with nail products. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I think they don't get you prepared. Like State Board doesn't get you prepared as much for the realm of the nail industry. You know, so
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
me being a licensed cosmetologist, I still have to learn stuff after getting licensed.
Yeah. You still do. And I gave up the nail industry when I got into t-shirts and designing. I felt like I was competing with Asian people. I didn't think it was fair. I got kind of bitter for a while.
Hmm.
And then I just started going back to my jam, which was t-shirts, cutting them up,
Hmm.
dressing them up, taking t-shirt dresses, making them into body dresses. I was doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm back. I'm doing it again. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, right, exactly. And I know we got into t-shirt brands a little bit. You did talk about Fat Farm. So what are like some other of like your favorite brands like in the 90s and things like that?
Well, I love Baby Fat because I love Kimora Lee Simmons and I love the cat. I thought it was clean and so forth. I didn't like Fetish. That was by Eve. I didn't like the wording on it. I think little girls shouldn't have been wearing T-shirts that said Fetish on it. I thought it was inappropriate. But I was really
Yeah.
gravitating into T-shirts from movies. I like T-shirts that had movies and TV shows on them. I'm a Hello
Mm.
Kitty whore. I love nothing but Hello Kitty. So no, Hello Kitty is my boo. I love her so much. I think she knows this. No, Hello Kitty knows. She knows how much I love her. So I was gravitating to Hello Kitty. When you come to my store, you'll see a lot, and you'll understand. I'm never limited. It depends on my day, and I think
Right.
T-shirts are just a wonderful platform. You can dress them up. You can dress them down. You can dress them with skirts. You can have a ball with a T-shirt. The
Hmm.
choice is yours, this or that, right? So
Right,
that's
exactly.
that's how I see a T-shirt. Um, I love V-necks. Um, I laugh at people now because they call sweatshirts crew necks.
Hmm.
No, it's a sweatshirt. Well, they call a sweatshirt a sweater. A sweater is made out of yarn. A sweater is not a sweatshirt. So the generation and the lingo and stuff has uh, infused the change that sometimes I don't agree with. Um, but for the most part, baby, I'm just very happy that I'm still alive to be able to celebrate what I do with everyone and to be able to
Hmm.
mentor. I love to teach. I love to give information for free. I don't think it's fair to charge people
Hmm.
for the information. I think it should be given away. And that's how we
Hmm.
evolve as a people, by giving the information away to people who really see a really in-depth interest into getting into something. You know what I mean? Why not share it? Why not give
Mm-hmm.
the information away? That's what I believe in.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, definitely. But I also want to get into as well too. Were you also into comics at all?
I love comic books. I would collect a lot of comic books. My daughter, she took over, taking over, uh, uh, loving comic books. I could just kind of like disappear. I take comic books now, and I take comic books and I inject them into my furniture and stuff that I redesign or transfer onto
Wow.
T-shirts for customers. I love comic books. Um, Comic books make me smile.
Mm-hmm.
So Candace reads them more than I do. My oldest, she reads them more than I do. But I ain't gonna lie, the new series of My Little Pony, man, them girls are shady, man. They are shady. They be doing some crazy shit, man. They. I'm gonna tell you something. If My Little Pony, the ponies can be crusty, that's okay,
Mm-hmm.
dude. That's okay. Yeah, so it's been My Little Pony for me. My daughter, she collects everything Storm. I'm over here by a
Mm-hmm.
comic book store. I'm gonna check out today when I get off the phone with you. But I just
Right.
love having that option to just keep my eyes woke. You know what I'm saying? And be happy.
Right.
I think that's really important that we don't put an age and a limit on the things that we enjoy or want to do. We just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just do it and don't think too
Mm-hmm.
much. Just have a good time doing it, right? A
Yeah,
lot of
right,
people don't do
exactly.
that and they become miserable because they're asking
Mm-hmm.
somebody else, what do you think I should do? Be happy. Just do it.
Right. Mm.
So that's always important.
Yeah, like what do you got
Always.
to lose?
Nothing.
Right,
Nothing.
exactly.
That's why I
Yeah, yeah.
love going to cons and seeing adults in costumes and stuff. Because I feel like they're relieving a lot of pressure and
Mm-hmm.
frustration and so forth when they do that. I think it's a beautiful thing. When people say, you know what, I want to be this character today. I'm going to hang out at Otakon or whatever con. Anything that I can play with and I can see those colors, because you're all around
Mm-hmm.
like my people. The vibrance. But my favorite time of year is Halloween. Wrong, I love
Mm-hmm.
the fall. I love the smell. I love orange and black.
Mm-hmm.
I love it all. I love it all. I'm not in a fan of Christmas and all that other stuff. It's just so crybaby-ish. But give me buy me something. It's not what I asked for, type of thing. But I love the fall. I
Mm-hmm.
love the fall. I love so we had Tom Cook, who's an illustrator for like the Smurfs and so forth at TCon.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to get my Little Pony crew, but they couldn't make it because they were in San Fran. But yo, you gotta read some My Little Pony comic books. They're not a joke, yo. Um, and we had Andre Leroy Davis, very prominent in the art scene. So you know, we're gonna go big again. We're gonna keep doing it. I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep going until I die, and hopefully I
Mm-hmm.
live another 50 years, and we can keep cranking it. That's it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? I think that when you need the mentoring, I'm here. I'm not hard to find. I think that anything and everything that you want to do, let's implement it and making it happen. Because you
Mm-hmm.
have to test the waters. You have to taste the idea. You
Right.
can't be like contemplating. You got to do it in order to know that it can work.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where people like me come in. My mentoring, I will go around and ask club owners and people, would you show me how? Can you teach me? I'm very interested. And I was young mom scheduling appointments with strange people just to get some mentoring. But they
Right.
weren't strange after a while. They were really good people. So the mentoring is out there. You just have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And you, like the young lady that we awarded this year at TCon, she got $500 and she got a Cricut, a cutter maker, and so forth. That was from my brother's
Mm-hmm.
foundation. Everything that we taught her, she implemented. So that means you don't need me anymore. You got this.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for you to just implement and make your money. So I cut
Mm-hmm.
off the umbilical cord too, because I don't want a person to feel like I'm babysitting them or they owe me anything. You
Mm-hmm.
understand?
Right.
Because I can be a little motherly too much sometimes, but why not? It doesn't hurt. It's really important for us to take care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, most definitely. Now, one of the things I want to do is have, my own t-shirt brand. So how should I measure success?
You should measure success by your drive and ambition and your consistency to get it out there. How you set it up, how you develop your concept, how you are consistent, consistent and persistent, and all that matters. Just to keep going, keep going, keep going. That's where your success is going to be implemented by you being no, I'm not. By you being consistent, because someone's going to fall in love with your brand. Also, if you have a favorite movie star or someone, contact their publicist, send them out a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? See if they'll take a picture in your t-shirt. You don't have to go to events and nightclubs to get them to do that. So, I mean, you look at prominent freaking people, famous people on the subway trains in New York. Throw them a t-shirt. Get your community. Buy 100 t-shirts that you know that are for free, but has one of your favorite pieces on there, and just give it out. Ask people to take a picture, tag you on your Instagram. Build those organic followers. You understand what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then you keep building. The most successful people in the t-shirt game or artists don't think about if it's going to work for my crowd. They just do it. I've seen so many people put Bosky out on a t-shirt. It's crazy. He's been
Mm-hmm.
gone forever. But Basquiat's art just works. The squiggly lines, the no nonsense concept comes together. I need that shirt. So I think it's being consistent and persistent, but being consistent. And don't think that your art is too old. It's never old, because not everyone's seen your art. They haven't seen your design. So
Mm-hmm.
if you did a hand on a shirt with fingernails and they all said something, and you wanted to represent that, and you got something going on in the hand right here, right? And it's a big hand on the shirt. Sell that shit, yo. Come up with
Mm-hmm.
different designs and concepts of that shirt. It's never old. It's never old. I am still selling shirts from 15 years ago in my store to new customers. Curtis Blow. Prominent people have worn my t-shirts. Crazy Legs. People have worn my t-shirts. I'm not going to stop that design. You crazy? I'm going
Right.
to keep that going. I'm going to follow my numbers. I'm going to keep a warehouse at home and also have some online. The only thing is when you order from Zazzle and different companies and have them drop ship, the quality of the shirt may be a tad different from what you used to. You can go to Michael's now, go to One Level. They have One Level t-shirts at Michael's for $5 each. Buy a dozen. Invest in a heat press machine from Cricut. Experiment and
Mm-hmm.
tell yourself, oh yeah, these shirts, they're for sale. Have your Instagram ready. Have everything ready, but don't think too much. A couple years ago at TCon, we had a crew who had lines on their shirt. Sold out. They just had damn lines on the shirt. A line. A line. What that thing? On the shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't think too much. They just said, we're going to put lines on t-shirts. Yeah, man, we're going to make some money. And that's how it happened. It's all
Right.
about how we think and how we approach situations that stagnate us from being successful. But the more that you look at yourself as the next success story, you remove a lot of people out of your Rolodex and out of your eyes. You know what? Because they're good. They're good. They be like, girl, when you come out with some shirts, even their response will make your stomach hurt. Don't even matter, baby. I'm good. How you doing? And I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
continue to sell my shirts. You understand what I'm saying? Your
Right.
shirt work also implements laptop cases, mugs, ink pens, covers for headphones, and so forth. So I always tell people experiment and market and communicate with like your Shopify with your Zazzle. Have people purchase and keep
Mm-hmm.
doing it. Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I bought something from a guy. He says, "No, I've had that shirt designed for over 5 years now." I was like, "This is dope." He said, "Yeah, but you're not really marketing it." You understand what I'm saying? The social networking sites can be very much of a benefit for us, opposed to seeing what other people are doing and hogging in on their personal business and all that. Use it for
Mm-hmm.
business and make that coin. Yeah, I believe. I
Mm-hmm.
believe. And it works.
Yeah, yeah, right,
Mhm.
exactly. But tell us more about like T-Con, about your t-shirt brand, how people can support, cookie wear.
So if you go to tconconvention.com, Tcon Convention, the t-shirts will be loaded next week. We have two Hello Kitty themes. Corrento from Corrento Gallery in Washington, D.C. He is our artist every year for TCon. But everybody loves the kitty shirts. So we go up to a double XL. We'll ship it
Mm-hmm.
right to you. For cookieware, that actual site for new items will be launched in a month. But if you come to cookieware, Washington, D.C., 810 Upshur Street Northwest, we're open Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You'll see all the goodies. We make a lot of custom design stuff, so it rotates quicker.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I brought some shirts in and they all sold out yesterday. I brought them in Friday. They sold out Saturday. So what we're doing is we're manifesting only a cart of stuff that you can only buy online. So that's what we're working on now. I started a new company, Camo Jazz Planner Sticker Co., and that's stationery, stickers, and so forth. Camo Jazz Planner Sticker Co. is already on Instagram, and it's for the folks who plan against the grain. Like, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if I can swear on your show, but we have an F it box. F it. I really want to say the whole word, but I can't. But yeah, you have an effort mug, a effort bottle, towel. You have all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to, at my lifetime, celebrate the things that I want to do.
Right.
And I want to share with the universe, not yet the metaverse, but the universe. And then, we can take it from there. But that's how I see life. So in regards to you, anytime you need me, I'm always there.
All right. Well, thank you so
Whenever
much,
you're ready,
Michelle.
you gotta come down and see me.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do most definitely. I'll definitely come down. Thank you so much for this
Yeah.
wonderful interview. Thank you so much for dropping all these gems of how to start a t-shirt business. You're definitely well-rounded in artistry, and I definitely respect that. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for inviting me and my dad to T-Con. So that was really, really cool.
Y'all were so cute. I can't wait to see y'all again. You guys are so cute. And your dad is very brilliant and knowledgeable. Keep him in your pocket because just unfortunate I didn't get the love and support from my mom. But when you have a dad that's really going to be supportive of everything you do and encourage you to not limit yourself, you hold on to him. Make sure he eat proper. Make sure he gets his rest. Don't raise his blood pressure. But I'm just saying, he's a good guy. The t-shirt game is a very lucrative game, but it's how you hustle it, how you program it. You may have $200 t-shirts. That's exclusive to you. I can tell you where I went before we get off, right? I went to Blacks on the Block
Right.
down in Franklin Park. People were selling t-shirts for $75. There were lines down the street for the shirts. It's all
Wow.
how you process the value of your brand. If all your brands are $45 shirts on up, the customer that compliments that will buy.
Right.
You dig me? It's all
Mm-hmm.
about how you process it. It's all how you process it. So if you ever need us to do a live where I'm actually giving examples and so forth, we can set that for the fall. I can show people the difference between certain machines and so forth. But I think at the Cricut has a really nice heat press machine that they came out with. I think it runs about 800, $900. I do like the Cricut brand. It's good for experimenting on. I do believe that Even though you're an artist, it's always good to know how your machines work. Anything can
Right.
happen. Um, as long as you have Zazzle and stuff like that, and you don't want to deal with it, drop shipping is amazing. So we talk about how you drop shipping your sleep and make money off of what you design. It's easy,
All
very
right.
easy.
Yeah. Thank you so much again. This has been absolutely fun. Thank you.
Yay! I still got
Thank
my
you.
potion.
Thank you. Stay in
Yeah,
touch.
I promise. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
All
Bye
right,
bye.
baby.
Bye
God
bye.
bless you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to click the bell for notifications. Also, follow me on my social media platforms and visit my website, asiaticbird.com, and be on the lookout for more interviews to come very soon. Take care and stay beautiful.